And they're off in the Rood and Riddle Dowager Stakes. There goes Cupid's Crush along with Vivuv. These two come to the front in the opening strides. Miwa going to move up wide along with Bless My Stars. Bless My Stars now moves up from fourth to third to second. In the meantime, Cupid's Crush has gotten clear with the lead, gets over to the rail as they move on to that far turn and will save some ground by getting down to the inside. Leads at a length and a half. Bless My Stars a lane off the rail and second by just a neck. Venencia will go third. Then a gap of 3 more lengths. Vivuv gets to the inside and fourth, 3/4 of a length. Miwa fifth up on the outside. And then Boss Lady Bailey comes next, followed by Duvet Day to the outside, and then Spanish Eyes to the inside, and Address Day a last opening quarter, 25.92 seconds over the yielding turf. Just over a circuit to go here. Cupid's Crush leads it by a length. Bless My Stars is second. Miwa toward the far outside, tossing her head about. Vivuv going to try to move down to the inside right behind Venencia, who comes forward now to challenge Cupid's Crush for the lead with Bless My Stars in between that pair with 1 lap to go in the Rood and Riddle Dowager. First half mile in 52.49 seconds. Cupid's Crush and Venencia, they go 1-2. They're separated by a half length. Moving on to the second of 3 turns. Then a gap of 2. Bless My Stars gets down to the inside, saves some ground on this turn, and third, a gap of 5. Miwa outward from the rail in 4th position. Vivuv is now in 5th. Boss Lady Bailey 6th. Duvet Day is in 7th. Spanish Eyes is 8th. And Address Day a last of the 9 as they head on to the backstretch once again. And Cupid's Crush the leader. Cupid's Crush on top by 2 lengths. Venencia still second, a length and a half. And then Bless My Stars in third. Still 5 more lengths back to Miwa in 4th position. Vivuv is 5th to her inside, starting to inch forward against the rail, but is still a good 8 lengths off the lead. A gap of 2 more back to Boss Lady Bailey, and then Spanish Eyes, followed by Duvet Day, Address Day at last. They move on to the far turn for the final time, and here's Venencia trying to get alongside of Cupid's Crush, who's to the inside with the lead by a head. Venencia there second by 2.5. Bless My Stars is in third, then a gap of 4 more lengths. Miwa still 4th. Vivuv is in 5th and still 8 lengths from the front as they come toward the quarter pole. Venencia from the outside has the lead now. Cupid's Crush is second. Bless My Stars swings to the outside. Miwa will have to go to the center of the course in the 4th position, and then Spanish Eyes is in 5th. Here's Miwa to the far outside. Vivuv is going to dive to the inside. Venencia still there fighting on with Bless My Stars. Venencia, Bless My Stars. Vivuv is in 3rd. Final furlong, Rood and Riddle Dowager. Venencia to the inside. Bless My Stars on the outside. 4 more lengths then back to the rest. Vivuv is 3rd. Venencia resilient in the stretch. Venencia, Ben Curtis aboard to win the Rood and Riddle Dowager. Bless My Stars was home second. Vivuv got 3rd. The official winner of Keeneland's 8th and featured race, 34th running of the Rood and Riddle Dowager Stakes Grade 3, number 3, Venencia. Owned by Bradley Thoroughbreds of Pete Bradley. Laura Lee Stable of Butch Lunsford. Owned by Jim Cohn. Also by Belmar Racing and Breeding LLC of Vito Cucci. Team Handley of Jay Handley. Cambrin Equine LLC. Anna and Tim Cambrin. The trainer Brendan Walsh. The jockey Ben Curtis. Venencia, 5-year-old daughter of Recoletos out of Sign of Life by Lemon Drop Kid. The winner bred in France by Patricia, Inez, and Fernando Lafon Lamba. The time for the 1.5 miles over the turf listed yielding 2 minutes 35.69 seconds. Now the trophy presentation for the featured Rood and Riddle Dowager Stakes. Doctors Debbie and Scott Pierce, Rood and Riddle shareholders, present to the connections of Venencia.
Venencia picking up a Grade 3 victory in the Rood and Riddle Dowager for Pete Bradley, Ben Curtis, and Brendan Walsh. And Ben, you made that move down the stretch the first time to get her into the race. Was that key here today, given the conditions?
Yeah, I think so. I think Brendan alluded before the race in an interview that stamina, she had plenty of stamina, and that wasn't going to be an issue today. And I found myself in a nice spot, but we were going very steady. And I was keen to make it more of a test. And as I said, we had stamina. Best thing was to test everyone else's. And I pushed forward. And once I got around the first turn, she relaxed on me again. I could ride my race from there and kick on nice and early. To be fair, Johnny came and headed me. His horse picked up well, but mine grounded out and came back in the last 8th and did it well.
Well done, Ben.
Thank you very much.
Brendan, getting her ready for this test here today in the short amount of time that you had her, what was the key?
She was working nice, Scott. Since she came to us, she's been working along nice. We didn't do anything fancy at all, just kept it simple. And it was a question of whether she'd stay or not. And and of course liked the ground, and it was all positives with her, so she got the job done. It's great.
Well done on the 1-2 finish here in the Rood and Riddle Dowager Stakes.
Thank you very much, Scott.
And Peter, she's had quite a campaign. She's moved around a lot. She comes here, she gets the grade 3. How important is this to you and your ownership team?
Well, it really moves up her value coming into the November sale. She's going to be a star on the day. She's a beautiful filly. She's got race left, and it's what you try and make happen.
And you left your voice out there on the racetrack, it sounds like, as well.
Yeah, I must have.
Congratulations on the big win and the big update.
Thank you.
Venencia, a grade 3 winner, and she's hip number 648 coming up at Keeneland, November.